welcome to you all once again for the online class. And as you all know that we are talking about and we are taking the chapter the Rattrap seller, and we will continue the next paragraph today. Here we go. Condition of that Rattrap seller, what is happening with him at the house of that iron mill owner, and finally he met with the daughter of that person also, but feeling very embarrassed because was not having so very good clothes for himself. Here we go for the next paragraph. She entered, followed by a valet carrying on his arm a big forecourt. She was not at all pretty, but seems modest and quite shy. The daughter of that ironmaster was not a pretty girl, was not a very beautiful girl, but her behavior of that girl was very kind for each and everyone, and she knew that how to behave with the people, how to behave with their guests. In the forge, everything was just as it had been earlier in the evening. The master blacksmith and his apprentice still sat on their bench, and iron and charcoal still glowed in the furnace. The stranger had stretched himself out on the floor and lay with a piece of pig iron under his head and his hat pulled down over his eyes. And the thing was continuously going on there. What can be in the iron mill or at the house of the owner of that person. The thing was similarly happening at that house also. That's why after all finally he put off his hat. As soon as the young girl caught sight of him, she went up and lifted his hat. The man was evidently used to sleeping with one eye open, that he jumped and abruptly and seems to be quite frightened. The person, that Rattrap seller, was sleeping on the sofa or sleeping on the chair, you may say, and it was the tendency of that person was sleeping with one eye open or with one eye, and suddenly the daughter of that iron mill owner came to that place, and abruptly means suddenly, she jumped over that person and seems to be quite frightened. And that person, the Rattrap seller, was afraid to see that incident with by that daughter. My name is Edla Wimelson, said the young girl. She was going to introduce herself that I am Edla and the daughter of that iron master. My father came home and said that you wanted to sleep here in the forest tonight, and then I asked permission to come and bring you home to us. And my father told me that he was talking about you, and also said that you want to stay for a night, and that's why you came to this place, and we are just going to welcome you here. I am so sorry, Captain, that you are having such a hard time. I'm very sorry to say that. I think you're not having a very good time at your life, oh Captain, and I feel very bad for you, and I pray to God also that definitely you will be having a very great time in your life. She looked at him compassionately with her heavy eyes, and then she noticed that the man was afraid. Then the daughter was trying to recognize the behavior of that person. He was standing like that and shivering, was feeling not so good. He was afraid because it was the first time, as you all know, that when he got the entry in a biggest house, and the daughter of that master also going to welcome him. It was the unnecessary, and it was, we can say, the thing in his life which had not been happened before in the life of that person. Either he had stolen something or else he was escaped from jail. She thought and added quickly, you may be sure, Captain, that you will be allowed to leave us just as freely as you came. And the daughter of that house, she wanted to make him free from her house, because she was not feeling like a personality who have come to our house is the good one. He seems to look like a prisoner who came from the prison or from the jail. Only please stay with us over Christmas evening. And she wanted to stay that person at her home only for the Christmas Eve. If you may stay here for the evening of the Christmas, we will be glad to you, we will be grateful to you, and not furthermore. So according to that girl also, she was not also interested to stay with that person at this house, because according to her, he was not a good one person. She said, this in such a friendly manner that the Rattrap peddler must have felt confidence in her. It would never have occurred to me that you would bother with me yourself, miss, he said. I will come at once. He accepted the fur coat, which were velvet. Yes, and the proposal of that girl for the Christmas Eve, he accepted and also said, I will definitely come to that Christmas Eve, and I'll be going there. You do not supposed to be worried. I'll definitely come to that place to join that Christmas party or Christmas Eve. Without granting the astonished blacksmith so much as a glance, but while he was reading up the manor house, he had evil forebodings. Why the devil did I take that fellow's money? He thought. Now I am sitting in the trap and will never get out of it. The next day was Christmas Eve, and when the Headmaster came into the drilling from the breakfast, he probably thought that satisfaction of his old regimental comrade with whom he had run across unexpectedly, and the owner of that house was going to show his gratitude to this Ironmaster because he wanted to make him comfort at his house, and also thinking that I will definitely provide him a wonderful Christmas Eve for him, a memorable Christmas Eve for him. And also the Rattrap seller, he was also feeling, and he came to know for this idea that I will definitely stay here at this house because it seems to be look like a trap for me, and I'm going to be a Rattrap, and because I am a Rattrap seller. So according to the theory and the philosophy of that person, he wanted to stay there, and also was looking for the life where he could have the good guys just like those were. Why the devil did I take that fellow's money? He thought. And now I am sitting in the trap and will never get out of it. Okay, the next day was Christmas Eve. It was the time of the Christmas evening now, and everybody, they were good, they were happy, and they were having a guest also finally at their home. So they were looking for the good Christmas party at this house. First of all, we must see to it that gets a little flesh on his bones, he said to his daughter, who was busy at the table, and then we must see that she gets something else to do than run around the country selling Rattraps. And what we are thinking right now, we should think about those people, those members of the society also who are selling Rattrap around the country. It is clear that things have gone downfall with him the badly as that, said the daughter last right. I did not think there was anything about him to show that he had once been an educated man. You must have patience, my little girl, said the father. Father said, please, you should take a definite time to recognize this personality, because according to you, he is not good one. But it is my experience, it is my experience of the life that the person who have come to our place, our home, is a good one, and you please definitely pay some time to him to know the real identity of that Rattrap seller or whatever he is. Okay, then you will see something different. Last night he was naturally embarrassed. The trap manners will fall away from him with the tramp clothes, and you know that he was not having because very good clothes just like we have. So he was feeling embarrassed, and he was not also able to make a good healthy conversation with us. So a person, if suppose in front of you going to embarrass himself because of their clothes, because of their costumes, it means it's a good one, and please pay some time for him. Just as he said this, the door opened and the stranger entered. Yes, now he was truly clean and well dressed. The valet and the bathed him, cut his hair, and shaved him. Now look at this personality who was the guest of last evening, and now looking totally different. A shaved person, a bathed person, and having a very good costumes also, looking dashing and handsome. Moreover, he was dressed in a good looking outer clothes which belonged to the Ironmaster. He wore a white shirt and straight collar and whole shoes. Now he has put on the dress of the Ironmaster, a white shirt and the leather shoes and good mend, and looking very great, looking very good, and he seems to be it seems to be look like that now. He's having the standard of those people where he was surviving for the Christmas Eve. But although his guest was now so well groomed, the Ironmaster did not seem pleased. He looked at him with the puckered brow. He looked him like that. The Ironmaster looked him like that. Oh, yeah, you are looking so good. Oh, he was behaving like that. Was feeling very good, feeling very happy, and it was easy to understand that when he had seen this strange fellow in the uncertain reflection from the furnace, he might have made a mistake. But that now, when he stood there in broad daylight, it was impossible to mistake for him an old acquaintance. Why does this mean the thunder? The stranger made no attempt to dissimulate. He saw at once that the splendor had come to an end, and finally they came to know that we are going to have a very good Christmas Eve today, and it would be a splendid time. It would be a marvelous time for us, and we'll be having also very great and memorable Christmas Eve for lifetime. It is not my fault, sir, he said. I never pretended to be anything but a poor trader. He said, I will not explain so more about me that I belong to an aristocratic family or having a very good standard among the people of the society. No, I would not supposed to be like that. I will not try to pretend myself. I will definitely tell to you that I'm a guy belong to a poor category, who's not able to have a very good food at their home, who's not able to have a very good clothes even for himself, even not having on his house. So I will not going to pretend myself. I will not explain. I will be not going for the boasting in front of you. I tell you directly. I tell you with a proud of honor that yes, I am the person who belong to a poor category. And I should not be surprised if the serf would not to have something to say in the matter. The tramp took a step forward and struck in the table with his fist. Now I am going to tell you, Mr. Ironmaster, how things are, he said. This whole world is nothing but a big rat trap. Now he seems to be look like a philosopher. That person was looking like a philosopher to the daughter of that person, to the owner of that house. He was going to explain to them. They said this world is nothing but it is a big rat trap, and we all the people are actually captured in this society, in this world. So do not having such things that who are belonging to the poor category, who are belonging to the upper category, who belong to the rich family, aristocratic family, normal family, middle class, very middle class, doesn't matter, because we all are equal and captured in this world. And according to me, it seems to be look like a red trap, and we all are the captured in this trap. Okay, so he was looking like a philosopher to them, and they were listening, they were paying their attention to that person. Yes, now this world is nothing but a big rat trap. All the good things that are offered to you are nothing but cheese, rings, and beef pork. Set out to drag a poor fellow, right, and into trouble. And just like in a rat trap, a rat has so many problems there. Sometimes it is going to be trouble for the good food, it is going to be trouble for the water. Similarly, in this world also, people struggle with many problems, especially the poor people who are having many circumstances and problems in their life, and not able to escape from that trap. So it seems to be look like the whole world is a big rat trap, and we are captured here. That's why it is the symbol of the rat trap here. Then the Mr. Headmaster remembered that a day may come when you yourself may want to get a big piece for pork, and then you will get caught in the trap. And definitely it will be time in the future when you will be looking for a great peace in your life, and this is the time, this is the trap only where you can have peace, because peace and happiness comes automatically from in a subtle mind, from the soul, from the behavior of the person. It is not the external things. You are not supposed to find out the happiness out of your house, out of your body. No, it is not running here and there. It is in you, but you look to you're supposed to look on those happiness and the happiest things, whatever you have, whatever you had in your life. The Iron Master begins to laugh, and the Iron Master is starting laughing because it was going to be a very great philosophy, a very great. He was looking like a preacher, and being a preacher, he got that lesson from that person. So Iron Master was laughing so much. That was not so bad, he said. My good fellow, perhaps we should let the sheriff alone on Christmas Eve, but not get here as fast as you can. Okay, it was a great philosophy, it was a great thinking given by you. We are very thankful to you also, who explains us biggest things for us. And but we make you assure, we will not supposed to make you free from this house. And after the Christmas Eve, if you really want to escape from here, we will not supposed to be behaving like that. Okay, you will have to stay with us, because it was the time for the Iron Master also, who was having a very great friend and a good friend, and also knew that the person who have come to our place not a very common people. He's having his own identity, his own thinking, his own philosophy, which is very good for the people of the world. But just as the man was opening the door, the daughter said, I think he ought to stay with us today. I don't want him to go. And with that, she went and closed the door. And the daughter of that person was also thinking that we should not make him free after the Christmas Eve. And I'm thinking that we should stay with him, and he must be stay with us also, because finally we are having a person in a house who's having the great identity and the philosophy. We would love to stay with you, sir. What in the world are you doing? Said the father. And the daughter stood up quite embarrassed and hardly knew what to answer. The morning, she said, felt so happy. She how home-like in the Christmas, and she was going to make things for the poor, hungry, rich. She could not get away from the idea all at once, and that was why she had intense for the vagabond. Now, that was the time for that girl also, when she came to know the problem and the situations of the vagabond, the person who are not having their own houses, who are not having food to eat. She was thinking about those people because of the philosophy and the biggest lecture of that person. And the mentality of that daughter was also changed, and she wanted to stay, she wanted to spend her precious time with those people also, and also wanted to be the part of a helpful girl, and she did, because she believed now that the beauty of the world is that to serve, go for the service of the people. We should pay our attention to them, and we should have some good times for them also, because we are doing each and everything in our life for ourselves. But the person and the good people are those who are surviving for the other peoples too. That was the thinking of that daughter, because she got a lesson from that person who had come to those places. I am thinking, this is stranger here, said the young girl. He walks and walks the whole year long, and there is probably not a single place in the whole country where he is welcome and can feel at home. I think he is around, he has wandered so many places in this country, and there was not a house for him who could have a warm welcome for him. We are finally having a home, and that is why we love to welcome to this person. Wherever he returns, he is chased away. Always he is afraid of being arrested and cross-examined. I should like to have him enjoy a day of peace with us here, just one in the whole year. The Iron Master mumbled something in his beard. He could not bring himself to oppose her. And the Iron Master, he was thinking, he was confused that what she is doing, because this is the girl who was going to oppose to that person yesterday, last eve, and she is going to make him happy now, and she is also happy if the person is going to stay with them. You to preach words, there's a person, said the Iron Master. I only hope you won't have to regret this. This girl took the stranger by the hand and led him up to the table, and she was going to pay the respect for this person, and they went for the table. And now sit down and eat, she said, for she could see that her father had given her. and she wanted to make him happy, because and that is why she was going to have a biggest service for that person, and he was having a very good time there. Also, that Rattrap seller feeling very good, and had a very great breakfast which was given by her father. The man with the Rattrap said not a word. He only sat and helped himself to the food time after time, in looked at the young girl who had interacted for him. Why had she done it? What could the lazy idea be? And he was very confused that the girl who was going to propose to him yesterday was having a very great time, and the things were totally changed there, and these three people were happy, and they were feeling like we are the part of this family, we are the part of this house, and having a great time, looking for the memorable Christmas Eve, and we're going to celebrate from each and other. That was the explanation of the story, and what will be the after this paragraph, after this video, I will go for the ending of this paragraph, I will go for the ending of this chapter, and I feel that you all the students are doing a very great exercise at you hope. And this is the question of the day, that why did the daughter of the Ironmaster stay with Rattrap seller at his home? This is the question to all, and you will supposed to write the answers at your notebook also. I'll check it later, and my students who are going for the online classes, and I make you appreciate also, please subscribe my channel and go for the notifications, press the bell icon button, whatever there, and also give me your suggestions, your previous suggestions, what can I do for you. If you will request for any chapter, I will explain for you, I will be explaining for you, and I can whatever you want to do with me, whatever you want, that I can give the facilities for you to all the students. So I bless to all the students. Have a stay at your home, and be always good in your life. Do the good things, because this world is a big rat trap. Till then, take care. Bye bye.